Alright, another Saturday video for you guys. And Vera's going to talk about the 12-hour pattern chart and high volatility days. So go ahead, Vera. Guess you got nothing to say. So back to my 12-hour pattern here. I'm not saying that it's very consistent. I'm not saying that it will work for you. I'm not saying that you're gonna make so much money if you follow this strategy. At any given time, last week I talked about, I was looking at 9 a.m. and then 9 p.m. and then shifted from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And so when that happens, you gotta understand that that one day where it has a really high volatile day. Obviously, non-farm payroll Friday was the most volatile day, but Tuesday started it off, and then up until Thursday, everything was just waiting for Friday, and then bam, everything happens. Now, I didn't go off the 12-hour pattern on Thursday. All I did was I just stuck with what I had on those positions, and gold wasn't going back up to 1273. Wasn't happening, and gold was just messing around at. You can see that gold was just messing around. This is the 1 hour chart. Gold was just messing around here Thursday. You can see that gold was just messing around here. This was all Thursday here on gold. And what's the mouse doing? Okay, so this was, I'll do the mouse. So this was Thursday for gold, right? People call it consolidating, zoning, ranging, whatever. So, and then Friday comes by, it anticipates that it'd be a buy and drops all the way back down, and then drops all the way back down, and then drops another red third candle, which I thought was cool, and then retrace back up to 1256 at the end of the day. But for sure, I'll definitely be selling gold for the rest of the week next week unless something major happens. Let's see. The 12-hour pattern, I've been testing this 12-hour pattern for almost a month now. And I'm not very consistent with it. I'll be honest, I'm not very consistent with it. But I've been noticing that if you look at the 1 hour chart, every hour, right? That's why I go off. This is what I go off of with the 12-hour pattern. I go off the 1 hour, not the 4 hour. The 4 hour takes every 4 hours to make that indicator switch. Every hour on the 1 hour chart is a little more accurate with my 12-hour pattern. And if you really want to know on a shorter time frame, it would be a 30-minute chart. I don't really go down to the 15-minute because it's just too much to look at, because every 15 minutes in an hour is 4 times. So you're talking about checking it, I mean, 4 times. I mean, if you want to, you can check it every 15 minutes if you want, but I don't. So the hourly chart is very accurate with this 12-hour pattern from what I've been doing. And when you choose the 12-hour pattern, then you gotta know that if I choose 9 a.m., then I'm looking at 9 p.m. at night. If I choose 11 a.m., then it's gonna go my way till 11 p.m. And so, if you don't like the 12-hour pattern, then you can stay with the 8 hours, because every 8 hours sessions, right? Every session is 8 hours. So you can do the 8 hours if you want to. Volatility days, like I said, Tuesday was very volatile, which we did the trend reversal, and Friday was was crazy day because non-farm payroll. And when those days are very, very volatile, the trends reverse. You know, most of the time the trends reverse. They don't stay. Like if euro was a buy for the past couple of days, and then some major news happened for US, right? I highly doubt euro is gonna stay as a buy, even though I think euro is overbought at 119. So I anticipate euro to drop back to 116 or 115, probably within a couple weeks. Wouldn't be surprised. I don't foresee the pound going back up anytime soon. I'm trying to think. Australia, New Zealand, I think they're done going up. Gold probably go back to 1300, but probably not right now. Probably not next month. I mean, the US dollar can only be oversold for so long. I mean, the only thing is we can only anticipate so much on price values and currency values. You know, we don't control that. I'm trying to think what else. Because everything really just goes back to the pattern. Because like I said in my other video on the free tips and advice, I talked about now I know what to do for the summer, and now I know what to do when winter comes, now I know what to do when spring comes, now I know what to do when fall comes. And so you can have a little bit more confidence and a little bit more what am I trying to say here? Oh, a little bit more of knowledge, or I guess you can say experience in what you're doing, so you know that you can expect this to happen instead of trying to guess on what's going to happen. And so, oh man, there's so much to talk about. I mean, I just want to make a couple minutes out of this. I don't want to make it too long. You know, understand that I look at my 12 hours, you know, and then every session is 8 hours. You can do the 8 hours if you want, you know, and then with the 12-hour window, you have to know that, you know, you're going to be swinging this for 12 hours. And then you're going to reverse the trades. Okay, you reverse the trades on those next 12 hours. And then you reverse. First, when I mean reverse, if you bought USD/JPY in the morning for New York sessions, and then come Sydney sessions, come Tokyo sessions, you sell USD/JPY. Okay, that's what I mean when you reverse your trades, and then you sell USD/JPY because it's going to drop all night, and then ends up picking up itself back up in New York sessions again. Yeah, I mean, I've been staring at the charts for so long that I was like, wow, I can't believe almost every 12 hours it does this. Pretty much almost every 12 hours. To be exact, it's I think 10 hours or 11 hours, somewhere around there. And so, but I just look at a 12-hour window because we have 24 hours in a day. And each session is 8 hours. So you're talking about even numbers here. 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, you know. And then the 4-hour chart is by far the most accurate chart. And then I look at the daily chart to see if the daily chart's going the same route. Now, if you look at the daily chart and in the 4-hour chart, and then you see that it's opposite. Where MACD's up on the 4-hour, MACD and RSI is up on the 4-hour, but then on the daily it's still climbing up. I mean, it still has room to grow on the daily. It still has room to climb up on the daily. Now, if you look at the daily, let me go and see if I can change this gold to daily here. If you look at the daily, Notice that on the 1 hour, I'll show you guys on the 1 hour. I was on the 1 hour. Notice that on the 1 hour that it is oversold, right? RSI is starting to peak back up with MACD, right? But on the daily, it's starting to go down. So what would be better to swing? You could do a short buy. You could do a short buy and just buy for a couple hours because it'll end up trying to pick itself back up from where it dropped. But I mean, that's on you if you want to scalp. I don't scalp anymore. I mean, you can scalp and swing at the same time if you wanted to. I used to do that back with USD/JPY. I did way too much scalping back then, where I would swing on the uptrend, and then if it ever fell down, because it creates those up and down mountains. And every time USD/JPY would drop down, I would just scalp it to catch like 5-10 pips and then just cash out and then let it go up, and then when it does slowly drop again, then I just try to catch 5-10 pips again. And so I mean, you can do that, as it does require a lot more attention and focus. I stopped doing that. I'm all about swinging. I don't really want to focus too much on scalping. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with scalping if you're just there for just some small profits. You can make big profits scalping, but you would really have to like leverage a lot of your account, and so most people don't really have much to leverage, especially if they're starting with $200 or 500. I mean, behind all that, you still have to know where the currency is gonna go. I'm trying to see. So yeah, like I said, I mean, I look at the daily. Let's see at the 4 hour here, what the 4 hour is saying. So the 4 hour hasn't really peaked at the bottom yet. I'm pretty sure it will once the market opens on Sunday. I'm still anticipating the gap to open from gold to be under that 1258, and I'm still anticipating that USD/JPY would open up the gap higher. And so that is because I had some trades left open for the weekend. I know that people don't do that, but the weekend gap is pretty good money. I mean, yeah, you have to pay a swap fee, but it's not hard. It's not that much for LMFX. Plus, LMFX premium account doesn't charge commissions. The high volatility days for next week is Wednesday, Thursday, and up until Friday morning, which Friday morning is nothing but U.S. data news. And that is the importance of U.S. news for Friday. Like I said, Monday's Australia's holiday. Tuesday is not much going on. Nothing really to anticipate for Tuesday, so it's going to be kind of slow. I like trading on high volatile days versus holidays or days that don't really have much going on. And like I said, there are those 2 days where you make a lot of money. All the 5 days that you trade. So far, it's been Wednesdays and Thursdays, but man, Friday was a killer. Friday was awesome too. So, like I said, once you pick out a pattern that you want to stick with, you stick with that pattern and then adjust to those days, especially when that day is very volatile, because the trends probably end up reversing on you, and you close it out right before that, and then either if you're buying USD/JPY that day and it ends up reversing because of what happened to the US, then you close out and then you sell it. I mean, it's just plain and simple. If you're selling USD/JPY and you're buying gold, I do it all the time. You should definitely look into gold. Gold pays out a lot. I think gold pays at least, I don't know, 30-40% more. I mean, the spreads for gold are pretty high, like 25 and 30, I think. And so I think that's for any forex broker. The spreads are 25 and 30. FinPro has the lowest spreads for gold that I've seen is 18, and so it can go down 15 too. And so I think that's all I got for you guys. I'm gonna try and make another video on understanding the forex news. That's what I'm gonna do. Understanding the forex news, because I'm a big news guy. I always pay attention to the news. So there you guys have it. Pick a pattern, stick to whatever hourly pattern you want to stick with. And like I said, I do this for swinging, not for scalping. And understand that high volatility days, that if there is a high volatile day that has the most red news, guess what? Reversals will happen, right? And so you have to be ready for that. You don't just want to stick on what you did yesterday and all of a sudden a big reversal happens and then you anticipate that it might retrace back up, which usually most of the time it doesn't retrace back up. And when you see two long red candles going down, especially for gold on Friday, for non-farm payroll, and two green candles for USD/JPY, I highly doubt that retracement is coming. Highly doubt it. So you gotta know that. So thanks guys for watching this. I'm gonna make a video on forex news coming next.